Another day, another nickel, battery at 2 bars, so let's see if I can record this episode with 2 bars of battery in my camera. Or this video podcast will turn to an audio real quick, and I don't want to do that.
After high demand.
Listening to you and Justin, that's a professional podcast right there.
The man with a voice.
He's got a wicked voice on it too. He does. He's got oh my goodness, I listen to his voice, I'm like, dude, you could go places with that voice. You are freaking phenomenal.
Has his own podcast. And what does he think?
Oh,
Joystick presents the Honestly Lazy Podcast.
Honestly Lazy Podcast, welcome to it. It's your host, me, Mr. Boy Stick, back at it with another episode, having fun. That door is kind of too open for me. Hang on a sec. And that is better. Welcome to the Honestly Lazy Podcast with your host, me, Mr. Boy Stick. I know I already said that, but I'm fucking saying it again because I can. You're either listening to this one or two ways, either on YouTube or at Spotify. You typed in the Honestly Lazy Podcast and that shit did pop up. If you've been listening for a while and you haven't subscribed or followed on Spotify, you should. It motivates me, keeps me going, in all types of ways. I say a lot. I really gotta stop doing that. Me as a person with this podcast, have been trying to get back into it. The groove from the last few episodes, my last episode, I felt like I really wasn't on top of it. Especially, everyone's been dying with the last episode. A lot of people have been telling me, so I posted the trailer on TikTok and on my Instagram, and me mumbling over 1,100 million fucking views on the Squid Games, and I sat there and I stuttered and I go, whatever. Everyone's been dying at that, which I'm glad. I'm glad people laughed at that. It was a big fuck up and a big brain fart for me, and I'm glad people laughed at it because I literally put that in the trailer because I thought maybe this would get a laugh, but I mean, everyone's been telling me they've been digging it. But if you've been watching, if you've been enjoying the podcast, you should subscribe, you should leave a like, you should leave feedback, you can do whatever you want. Today on the podcast, we got a few things we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about that good old new COVID album that dropped. It's a great one, from South Africa. Different type of sound, different type of craziness. We're going to be talking about the Paul Vs Woodley rematch instead of the Fury thing, my opinion on it, am I going to watch it, all that type of stuff. And someone sent me a bunch of questions that I will answer by the end of this, maybe in the middle, not too sure yet. And our random video of the week is a good old why you shouldn't text and drive video. Before I really do hop into the first story though, someone in real life, someone who has proven to me is a big supporter of the podcast, asked me to actually shout him out because he's been watching, he's a supporter, he comments on the TikToks, he does everything like that. And I thought in the past I shouted this guy out, but I guess I didn't, so I gotta give a shout out to Ty Jonesy, my buddy from work. He pretty much right when I started shooting, or when I got back into the podcast, he was into it and supported it. He said he'll come on to it. I'd love to have Jonesy on. He's lived a fucking crazy life, and I would love to actually talk to him about his crazy life. And, shout out to Jonesy. Thanks for the support, buddy. You're one of the reasons why I keep doing this, because you hound me if I don't upload. And if you want to be shouted out, just, tell me. I'll shout you out in a heartbeat. Kind of cool. I like that part. It's kind of cool when people actually say, give me a shout out, even though it doesn't happen too often. I mean, if you want me to give you a shout out, that's no problem. I have no problem doing it. And, it just proves that people actually listen. So if you want a shout out, go ahead and shout me out. While we're here and you are this far in, if you're still listening, go follow me on all my social medias. They're in the description down below. And, I guess let's hop into the first story. So COVID-19 has dropped officially its third album in 2 years. This COVID has been dropping albums every year, and they've been doozies to like worldwide. They're crazy. I mean, COVID dropped its first album, just its self-titled album, COVID-19. Fucked a lot of people, killed a lot of businesses. You know, the people were like, "Damn, this shit is fucking crazy. We're not sure what to do." You know, it was a fucking thing, and it was something you didn't want to fuck with. And then we started getting everything under control, and we figured we had this shit kind of behind us. And then COVID dropped its next album, the Delta variant, which of course was way more dangerous. On the streets and in the clubs, for strippers, for everybody. It was not a good thing. It was not a good time. And now, in 2021, COVID has dropped its third album, the Omicron variant. And this thing is way more dangerous, apparently. Now, I think I'm... With the Omicron, it's just like, holy shit. Like, at this point, I feel like the whole world just doesn't fucking care about COVID anymore. Now, there's people like me, like, the Omicron comes out, and you're like, oh, for fuck's sakes. And then you hear, oh, it's in Ontario, and you're like, ah, god damn it. And to a guy like me, it's just kind of like, ah, shit. Like, you know, be careful, wear your mask, sanitize, all that type of stuff. And, like, for me, I am so used to living in this type of a world. It's really not a big deal to me. I'm careful and I am vaccinated, and to me, I've done everything I can to, you know, not die from fucking COVID. Now with the Omicron variant, it's just the same thing. This thing is more deadly than the last one. They're saying they don't know a lot about it. I mean, if you're looking for a podcast talking about this where it's like real serious and like goes into facts about the Omicron, this is not the podcast. This is just a guy who's just like, oh fuck, we're on the third album. Like, I want, like, everyone, like, so serious. Like, we're on the third album of COVID, and it's a real fucking doozy. And it's just one of those things where it's just like, for fuck's sakes, I thought we were out of this. Like, throughout the whole summer, we were doing great. And of course, cold season comes and we got fucking hit hard again. Coming home from work today. This is Tuesday, by the way. I'm filming this part of the podcast on Tuesday. Coming home from work today, they were saying that Ontario could see up to 3,000 cases a day by January. I don't know where the fuck these numbers just go up because of Omicron, I guess. And they're saying a lot of it is people who aren't vaccinated. I mean, with the numbers and all that shit, I've stopped caring, you know, because, and I used to care a lot. Like, when COVID first was in Ontario, it was a scary thing. And I listened every day driving to work, listening to numbers, see where we're at, how many cases. And I mean, fuck, man, as manly as I want to sound, no, this shit gave me fucking anxiety like no other. It was a a terrifying thing to really think about, that COVID was taking over. And I mean, you know, I almost felt like a 5-year-old learning something new that's so bad and scary. Like, I thought, oh shit, this could be the end of the world, this fucking virus. And I mean, the Delta variant came out, and it's like, oh, for fuck's sakes. But at that point, the vaccines were out. And at first, I wasn't going to get vaccinated. I said, nope, I'm not getting vaccinated. I'm young. I don't need to get vaccinated. I'll get it when I'm older. And then they started saying, if you don't get vaccinated, you're not traveling. And that's one thing I want to do, is fucking travel. So I was like, god damn it. I freaked out. I was shaking. Like, oh my god, signing that paper. I think I talked about this before, but I was shaking signing that paper. I literally told my girlfriend, like, if I'm getting vaccinated, you have to book it and you have to drive me, because you can book it, and if I drive out, I might just not get it and just drive the fuck home. So that's how big the ordeal was for me. I fucking hate needles. I know I got tattoos and shit. I fucking hate those type of needles, and it was a big like hard pass. I don't want it if I don't need it. And it came down to it, and I was like, I'll get vaccinated. You know, family wanted me to get vaccinated, all that type of stuff. And I mean, the craziest thing is that the anti-vaxxers and shit are saying, like, you know, you're getting vaccinated, they're going to kill you, they're killing your sperm, you're doing this, they're doing that. It doesn't make sense to me. Why the fuck would they kill the people who are obeying? Like Bill Burr said it best. Why would they kill the sheeple and have to deal with the Fonzies who are punching all the jukeboxes around town that won't listen to them? They're gonna try to fucking kill the people who aren't getting vaccinated. I mean, the vaccine is working in my opinion. Like, you know, like we went from like maybe 300 cases a day to over 1,000. And like before, if we went over 1,000, like this time last year, it was around this time, I think right before Christmas, Ontario got fucking locked down. We were hitting those cases a day, so they shut us down. I mean, we're back up to it, but everything's still open. Shit's still going on. Concerts are still happening and stuff. And it's because of the vaccine and all that. And even to this point, we're this far into the vaccination thing, you know, like, you know, it's like you have to get vaccinated. You know, if you're not allowed in restaurants, you're not allowed in gyms, you're pretty much not allowed to do anything. And even to this point of people getting vaccinated, to me, I don't give a fuck if you're vaccinated or not. It's your choice. Honestly, I know, like, I'm vaccinated. I should be like, oh, if you're not vaccinated, you're an idiot. No, it's your choice. At the end of the day, it is your choice. It's what, you know, we fought wars over, for you to have your choice. But I've always stood by the fact of it's your choice, but don't fucking force your opinions on me. And that's where the vaccine has gone bad, or the anti-vaxxers have gone bad. Like the anti-vaxxers in general, if you want to protest and you're anti-vaxxer, that's fine. Go ahead and protest. The one thing I don't ask is that you go in front of fucking hospitals where people have no immune systems are, and yell at them while they're going in. That's stupid. And if you think it's a smart thing to do, then fuck off. I don't agree with you at all. And honestly, you're dumb pieces of shit for doing that. You shouldn't raid grocery stores. You shouldn't run in there and be like, oh yeah, we're protesting, like they did the day they, like, you couldn't, if you weren't vaccinated, you couldn't go into gyms and stuff. They started fucking raiding that type of stuff. The latest thing that I've seen the anti-vaxxers doing is they're sitting outside of the clinics and stuff because kids are like 5 and older can now get vaccinated, and they're yelling at these fucking little kids saying, oh, you play hockey, well, say goodbye to your hockey career and shit like that. It's for me, I've always had the very strong opinion of you can protest, you can do whatever the hell you want, you really can, but do not fuck with children, and don't bring children into your bullshit. Like, the main example of, like, the abortion people, man, they are the fucking cancer of the world for doing this. When they go in front of Walmarts and stuff, and they have the disgusting pictures, and they're just fucking showing this from Walmart when it's back to school shopping. Like, if you're one of those abortion protesters that sits outside of Walmart, first of all, get a fucking life. You're a piece of shit. And usually it's just old people. Like, shut the fuck up. You can't even produce yourself, you old fucks. And don't bring kids into it and make them hold a sign that they don't even know what the fuck they're holding. And if you're one of those people, fuck off. I don't want anything to do with you. You're a dumb piece of shit, and you have nothing better to do with your life than that. Fuck you. If you're against abortion, that's one thing, but if you're going to go that far and fucking, like, make little kids hold the signs and shit, you're a piece of shit. And if you go in front of a Walmart and you say, well, we have the right to protest, fuck you. Don't put those pictures out. you could just hold up a sign, but no, you gotta put those pictures out. Fuck you. Fucking go back to your goddamn, wherever the fuck you live, in your mom's basement, thinking you're making a good fucking choice, and just get fucked. There's other ways to do it. I do not agree with the way you're doing it, and you can get mad at me, and you can say I'm a fucking idiot and everything like that, but at the end of the day, fuck you. But I mean, the anti-vaxxers are kind of doing the same thing, yelling at the little kids, telling them, you're gonna die and shit. I don't know if they're saying that, but I saw like one quote where a girl was saying like, say goodbye to your hockey career and shit, like to like a kid. Like, dude, if you're going to be an anti-vaxxer and you're going to pick on little kids, you're a fucking loser too, and you shouldn't be picking on little kids. I'm sorry, it's just my opinion, but like fuck you. Like, don't pick on little kids, and don't pick on the parents who are choosing to get their kids vaccinated. If you pick your kids to not get vaccinated, that's your choice. It's like it's their choice to let their kids go get vaccinated. So don't fucking sit there and be like you're doing something right and you're saving the kid. You're not. It's not your kid. Stay the fuck out of it. It's as simple as that. And if you're going to sit there and protest out front and yell at the kids, you're a piece of shit too. Just like at this point, just get on with your lives. The vaccines are happening. There's nothing you can do about it. Tell that fucking Scott Dick with the neck tattoo, the leader of the anti-vaxxers, that fucking crazy bastard, that it's gonna happen and you guys can protest all you want, but at the end you're probably gonna lose. And if you win, good for you. I don't know how you'll do it, but if you win, good for you. But I really don't think it's gonna happen. Now, when it comes to the Omicron variant, the variants to me, like, it's a weird topic to really talk about, but I will say it. It's just weird. I don't know how we keep getting variants. If it's probably because people aren't getting vaccinated, so it's like duplicating and stuff like that. But I don't know. I don't really know what to think about it. Like, it's serious. Take it serious and take all precautions. And if you're not vaccinated, I guess get vaccinated, because that's what they're saying is the only thing that is going to protect you from Omicron from killing you. I'm not even sure if I'm saying that right, Omicron, but I think that's what it's called. Here's what I can say about this whole COVID shit and all the fucking people, anti-vaxxers, vaxxers, whatever, hard lefts, hard rights, fucking in-betweeners, wherever the fuck you are. Here's what I gotta say about this whole thing. At the end of it, we're all in this together. Let's just all get along and, let's just hope that this gets better. Because right now, it is shit, and COVID is not going anywhere. This is a virus, and at first I thought a summer or like a few months of just staying isolated would fix it, and now it's been 2 years and everyone didn't take it serious, and now it's very serious. We've lost a lot of good people to it. I'm pretty sure everyone knows one person who's died because of COVID. So all I can say is you're anti-vaxxer, stay safe, stay sanitized, wear masks. And if you are vaccinated, same thing. Stay safe and wear masks, because this shit isn't going away anytime soon. And we're literally all in this together. This was upsetting news to start the week. The Jake Paul versus Tommy Fury fight has officially been canceled, and now it's Jake Paul versus Tyron Woodley, round 2. I almost did a fucking 3 there. This is I guess Fury has bailed out because of a sickness, and I think he broke a rib during training, and he's officially out. Now, I haven't watched his video of reason why, but if that's what the sources are saying so far, you can sit there and say, I'm sorry, but with a person like Jake Paul, he's just going to keep saying you're a pussy and you bailed out. Even Logan Paul's saying it. It's to me, it's a sad day. It is a really sad day. I was really looking forward to this fight because to me, Jake Paul versus Tommy Fury was the most even fight Jake Paul has had so far. Now, I'm not saying Tyron Woodley didn't do a good job. He almost had him, but I mean, that shit kind of looked fucking rigged if he didn't knock him out. But I mean, everyone's just going to that now with Jake Paul. Oh, it's rigged. Oh, it's rigged. No, it's not. It's just Jake Paul fucking gets lucky. Like, if you ask me, if it goes decision, Jake Paul always wins. I don't know. You see it with UFC fighters, and I think it's the same with Jake Paul. That if it goes decision, it'll just go to Jake Paul. It's just the way it is. You know, he'll just win. He's the fan favorite. He'll fucking win. It's just the way she goes. I don't agree with it, but at the end of the day, that's probably how it is, and that's how it's always going to go. But my hypeness, I guess, or my excitement, that's the word I'm looking for. My excitement for this fight went from like fucking 100, like, oh shit, finally a guy the same age, you know, undefeated, like looking for a fight that, you know, would boost his career even higher, and unfortunately Jake Paul can do that. And it went down to, okay, well, that's stupid. I mean, like, there's so many... It was like, there was so much different about this fight than every other Jake Paul fight before this. Now, someone at work got my hopes up for Ben Askren, but you can watch my boy Sick video talking about Ben Askren when, like, the fight was going down. I pretty much said, looks like he's gonna lose because he's a fucking wrestler. And then he fought Tyron Woodley, and I mean, same thing. It's just like, dude, this dude's like fucking retired out of UFC. You know, he is training boxing, but he's older, and to me, it's just like, yo, younger, more stamina and shit like that. I did have high hopes for Woodley. I don't know, I mean, he's a UFC fighter. He's knocked out he's knocked out people, so I figured. But I mean, with Woodley and Askren compared to Tommy, Woodley and Askren, UFC fighters, different type of training. They've been like dedicated to a totally different type of fight style than boxing in every single way, from leg movement, from, like, you know, just probably the camps are different and everything else. And Tommy Fury is Tyson Fury's little brother. Fucking live and breathe boxing, and like has knocked people out in the ring, and has literally been a boxer his whole life and the same age. It's like, it was like the most even fight I've ever seen Jake Paul have. And unfortunately, and the worst part is, it's not even like Jake Paul bailed out. It was Tommy fucking Fury, literally 2 weeks out from the fight, he bailed. Now, do I believe he's sick and stuff? Well, I don't really know Tommy in the first place. I don't really know his life or anything like that. So maybe it was too much and he actually quit. And he just said he couldn't do it and came up with an excuse. Now, do I think that? No, because I think Tyson Fury would be like, you fucking signed up for this, you're going to do it. And his dad would be like, you fucking signed up for this, so it's either going to do it or I'm going to kick your ass, because his dad is badass. And everyone, I love it how when Tommy bailed, the first thing people say is the only person who deserves to fight Jake now is their dad. Because of the press conference, it was the funniest shit I've ever seen. His dad fucking like tweaking on Jake on the screen. Oh, it was great. Very entertaining press conference because Tommy barely said a word. Now there was a lot of shit I was seeing before this fight. Like even KSI said Jake Paul would probably win because Tommy has never fought in front of that big of a crowd. And I'm like, didn't he fight as the undercard to the last fight? Like the crowd was pretty much sold out when Woodley went in. Or before Jake, or like the crowd was pretty much there when he was fighting before Woodley and Jake. So I don't believe that at all, and I don't believe KSI knew what the fuck he was talking about there. I do believe that, I don't know, like, maybe it was going to be a bit too much. Now, in my predictions, I was going to do a prediction video closer to the fight. I thought, you know, I could see Tommy beating him in like 4 rounds, but I wasn't 100%. And, you know, it's just one of those things where it's just like, holy shit, well, like, that really does suck, because I just really wanted to see this fight go down. Now, with that being said, with Woodley coming back, like, first of all, props to Jake Paul. He actually gave him his rematch. That fucker did get "I love Jake Paul" tattooed on him. Now, it was on his middle finger, but he's a man of his word and got "I love Jake Paul" tattooed on him just to get this rematch. And, you know, they were supposed to fight in August, and this fell through, and he called Woodley. So I respect Jake Paul for that. He said, look, he bailed out. You get your rematch earlier. Do you want to do it? Woodley's instantly in. Predictions for this one, I'm not 100% on. I feel like if this isn't a rigged fight like people are saying it's going to be, like, and these aren't fucking professionals. This isn't like I got sources for this fight. These are just people that I know from like work and my friends and stuff who just think all the YouTube fights are rigged. If this thing isn't rigged, I feel like Woodley, if he does what he did before and put him in the rope, he isn't going to wait. He's going to swing and beat the fuck out of this guy. I mean, like, the memes and everything after he lost is fucking devastating. I couldn't imagine, like, how he felt. Like, bro, I was like a champion and I fucking lost to a YouTuber. I couldn't imagine what was going through his head at that point. And I hope he really does knock him out this time. Just because, like, Jake Paul's ego is just through the fucking roof. He's literally, like, sitting there, like, you know, he lost out on pay-per-views and stuff. I'm, like, saying, like, I hope people actually cancel the pay-per-view. Like, are you serious? Fuck that. I'm not watching this. The only reason why I'm probably going to watch it is because it's on a Saturday night. I'm probably going to be not doing anything anyways. So, yeah, I'll fucking watch the fight. But if like the last one was on a Sunday, I didn't even watch it. I was like, nah, I'm good. Don't need to watch it. I didn't even fucking care. I was like, oh yeah, no, I'm good. I was just like, not worth my time. And I went to bed, and I woke up in the morning. I was like, oh wow, when's the decision? So this guy actually lasted the rounds. Well, there you go. And of course, Jake Paul won the decision. I feel like Woodley does have something to prove this time, so I feel like this is going to be a real fight. He's actually going to try to fuck him up. He's actually going to finish him. And I mean, Jake Paul, in the contract, it says if he TKOs him or knocks him out, he gets an extra $500,000. So fuck yeah. If you're like, do it, Woodley. Knock him out this time. Put him in the ropes and keep on the fucking ground so his ego can go through. And I hope, and this is just my opinion, if Jake Paul does lose this fight, I hope that means him and KSI will go. Now, I know KSI is focused on his music and shit like that, which I get. That's fine. But you've been out of the boxing thing for 2 years. At least take his fucking belt away and give it to someone else, or give 2 other YouTubers a chance to fight for it. You haven't been in the game for fucking 2 years. You don't deserve your belt anymore. Give it up. And then fight Jake Paul for like another belt. I don't know. It's like YouTube boxing. You just fucking make belts for everybody. Like little, like, participation belts. It's fucking YouTube boxing, man. Everyone's ego's through the fucking roof. But it is a sad thing. I really wish it was Tommy fighting him. I've been seeing quotes where Jake's like, that door is now closing. He missed his opportunity. Because he thinks he bitched out. To me, I hope he does get the chance, and I hope they do fight, because that is the fight. That is the fight for me. If Jake Paul knocks out Fury, then Jake Paul is officially a boxer to me. Alright, so welcome to the random video of the week part of the podcast. The part where, I start right through that. The part of the podcast where I just find random videos, short videos via YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and I make fun of it. Now, I discovered this video through actually Snoop Dogg's Instagram page at first, and I just tried to film it a couple times just using his Instagram, but the only thing that's annoying is I can't rewind on Instagram, so I can kind of break down the video a little bit. So luckily I found this on YouTube. If the only way I can really describe this video right now is when it comes to driving and using your phone, this is the prime example of why you shouldn't do it. So we're just going to start the video. We have this young fine gentleman right here living his best life, as the millennials would say, living his best life with this big booty girl twerking. And what I'm guessing is a very nice sports car. And within 28 seconds, it all goes to shit. So you can already tell he's done a few things wrong. So he starts recording, right? He starts recording. He's smiling. He's living his best life. He says, yeah, he's having fun. And then at this point, okay, so you already got your phone. You're filming. You're looking at the phone. You're looking at the big booty girl. The one thing you shouldn't probably do at this point is fucking put your foot to the floor of your very fast car, accelerating it to a speed while barely paying attention. Because what happens next is usually nothing good. And this man proves it right here. There's a few seconds. He gives it, and literally in a few seconds, he screams, "Oh shit." The girl loses her grip. The music is still going though. It's still good old time. Until you hear that little crunch sound. And that's when the living your best life turns into, oh my god, my insurance is going to go through the roof. The only good thing that came out of this video is that he gets to have a nice little nap on the airbag while he's rethinking his life choices up to this point in the video. I love this part of the video. His face his face just nice and cozy on the sleeping bag. Living his best like he's still living his best life because he has a nice pillow to sleep on. Now the girl, on the other hand, not so lucky because she wasn't wearing a seatbelt, and when the car crashed, her booty was facing where her face should have been, and that's never a good thing. Her back hurts, obviously, as you heard her say right there. We'll rewind it, just so you know. Yeah. Right there. Yeah. Her back hurts. He's barely remembering what the hell he just did. It's a real big struggle. Oh, fuck. She's now angry at him for wrecking the car, and then she starts saying some dumb shit like this.
I need to go to the ER. Take me to the ER.
She starts saying over and over again, "Take me to the ER."
Take me to the ER. Take me to the ER.
Okay, so me being the man in this situation who just had a nice nap on the airbag, I would look at her and say, "How?" I'm not a car man, but I know for a fact that once the airbag deploys in a car, that car is not going anywhere, and you gotta call a tow truck. So you can sit there and tell him a million times, "Take me to the ER," but let's not forget, you decided to shake your booty, not wear your seatbelt while he was trying to film living his best life. You cannot say up to this point that you've made the best life decisions if you're sitting there twerking in this guy's car. And this was the outcome of the whole thing. Oh, I just realized something. That isn't, that music is just background music. That isn't the car. Oh, I was about to say, well, at least the music's still going, but no, that's because that's just someone put it in the background.
Yeah. Oh, fuck! Oh my god.
Now, the biggest thing about this whole video that I don't really understand is the fact of, so this man was trying to live his best life, the man who's snoozing on the on the airbag. I keep saying air mattress. He's saying there, and he filmed all this, and this is literal evidence that he wrecked his car. And honestly, like probably every other person, he probably tried to fucking lie to his insurance company saying, no, I wasn't doing anything wrong. But yet, in the same mindset, he's like, this would get so many views, I need to post it. I don't know. I feel maybe he told insurance and said, no, there's like that insurance call would be fucking interesting. Calling and saying, oh, by the way, I got into an accident. This girl was shaking her booty at me, you know, and then I crashed my car, but it's okay. Out of everything, I got to have a nice little nap on the airbag. Fuck, I almost keep saying air mattress. This is just my favorite part of the video right here, ladies and gentlemen. When the camera goes down and when it comes back up, he's just like, he fucking, like, it's almost like he literally angled it at himself, just like this would be the perfect meme where it's just like, you hear him say, oh, right there, and then Paul is saying, this is where Jerry realized he fucked up, and then it cuts to just this right here.
Yeah.
Someone needs to make a meme of that, like, right now. If you're watching this video and you make memes, make this meme right now, because that would be fucking hilarious to see in this. Just to make this video into a meme, I think this would be hilarious to see.
Honestly Lazy Podcast.
All right, looks like I have a couple questions from my Instagram. I asked people if they had any questions for the podcast. I would answer them, and it looks like my one buddy from the East Coast, my buddy Eric, sent me a few questions. First one being, will you follow my TikTok? Yeah, I'll follow your TikTok, Eric. I have no problem doing that. I've seen it before. His stuff's more like music and skateboarding type stuff. I actually fuck with it, so I'll definitely give you a follow, Eric. Don't worry, I got your back. Next one. Would you like to make an OnlyFans? Waylon, my cat just came into frame there, buddy. How are you? Would you like to make an Who would like to make an OnlyFans? Well, not me, Eric. I'm sorry. That's not my thing to make OnlyFans. I think I'd scare a lot of people away from my content if I decided to make an OnlyFans. So I'm sure you'll find somebody, but that somebody is definitely not me today. Do you like watching Hasbullah's content? Of course, that guy's going to be the next fucking champion of the world in the UFC. Buddy at my work, actually, Ty Jones, the guy I gave a shout out to, he actually told me that Dana White is in the middle of trying to get Hasbullah a fight in the UFC with someone else. Hasbullah is, I'm not sure, he has some type of disease where he looks old, but he's only 19. He's like a very tiny person, and he looks like he's like 60, but he's actually 19. Khabib like hangs out with him and stuff. Like, I'm pretty sure when Khabib's last fight, he was there, and you know, he's there to help him celebrate and stuff. I love Hasbullah, and I mean the shit that people are doing like with him, like content wise. I've seen some crazy edits of like, you know, McGregor's a bull and he's attacking, like he's in the middle of that like running of the bulls thing, he's attacking everybody, and Hasbullah's there like to save the day and shit. Hasbullah's content is actually very, very good, and honestly, if he fought, man, I hope if he ever fights Hasbullah, like I hope he actually sells more pay-per-views than Jake Paul ever did, honestly, because that would just put fucking Jake Paul's ego right, because that's his big thing, man. I sell the pay-per-views, I do this, I do that. It'd be funny to see this Hasbulla come in and make more pay-per-views than him, because that's all he really cares about in life. I love Hasbulla. Next question. This one I gotta open up. Just give me a sec. Let's see what it says. Build a 5-piece rock band, living or dead musicians, and go. A 5-piece rock band. Alright. That's a tough one. First of all, I would love to see John Bonham on drums. I know, like John Bonham on drums, it'd be sick. If this is like if he's talking about like going to a show and seeing like these people live, then John Bonham on drums. Probably like when it comes to bass, it'd definitely be Geddy Lee for me. Geddy Lee on bass to just shred the living fuck out of it, because out of every bass player I've seen, Geddy Lee is probably my all-time favorite. He shreds and he plays that thing. Like, just fucking watch YYZ. Just watch him rip the bass, fucking without a pit, like finger picking. Amazing bass player. It's between him and the bassist from Iron Maiden. I think those two are the best bass players in the world. And then third, there's obviously my buddy Trevor from Excuses. He's a very talented bass player. But for right now, it'd be Geddy Lee on bass for this 5-piece band. I guess I could get 2 rhythms, guys, 2 rhythms and a lead singer. So for one rhythm, Jimi Hendrix. I always like listening to Zeppelin and listening to Hendrix. I always thought, damn, would have been cool to see him kind of collab together. For the next rhythm, now that's going to be a tough one. Who else do I want? It could be dead or alive. You know what? It'd be between Stevie Ray Vaughan or George Thorogood. I think Thorogood and Hendrix together, and if they sat in a room and created a sound together, I think like if it was just like let's focus on like a rock / blues thing, like old AC/DC type thing, or even Malcolm Young, like Hendrix could be lead and Malcolm could be rhythm. You know what? Yeah, Malcolm Young as rhythm, because hands down, Malcolm Young is one of the best rhythm guitar players to ever live in rock and roll. And I mean, him and Hendrix together, him playing rhythm for Hendrix, like I feel like Malcolm could do it for anybody. He just like the one fascinating thing about him and his brother is that they look like they're fucking shredding their guitars, but they literally pick so light that things never go out of tune. So it'd be really cool to see Hendrix all fucked up on acid shredding a guitar while, you know, he sits there and just keeps the beat. And you know what? Oh, I just thought of this. See, I read this question earlier and I wasn't sure who would be the singer, but you know what? It'd either be John Lennon or Jim Morrison. Between those two. Like, and I know, like, everyone's like, oh man, all those sounds are totally fucking different from each other, but it's like, oh my god, if they could just sit in a room for like fucking give them like a week, sit in a room together and write one album, create a sound, write one album. I think with Hendrix, Bonham, Malcolm Young, Geddy Lee, and Jim Morrison, or what did I say the other guy was? I already forget. Oh my god. I already forget who the other guy was. I'm so tired. I've been working so much lately. Jim Morrison or... Oh my god, I actually can't think of it. Whatever. Whoever the other guy was. But if my brain's thinking more Jim Morrison, then it should be Jim Morrison. Or Bon Scott. Man. That's a tough one. Okay, okay, I need to get this down to my final decision. So it'd be Geddy Lee on bass, John Bonham on drums, Hendrix, Malcolm Young, and lead singer. I need to face it down, but now I'm thinking of more singers, man. This is a tough question, Eric. Why would you ask me this? You know what? It'd be Bon Scott. Bon Scott. Fuck everyone else. Bon Scott. I loved AC/DC when before Bon Scott died. Like, I know, I'm saying that like I was fucking alive when that happened. But, when AC/DC had Bon Scott, I loved that sound. And, like, you know, around that time, Hendrix and all, like, Hendrix, obviously, I'm pretty sure, yeah, he passed away and stuff. But, like, you know, if he was still around, he'd probably fuck with it. And, like, he has that voice and the lyrics that, Bon Scott wrote were like fucking rock and roll. I don't care what anybody says. He was fucking rock and roll. And I always respected Bon Scott. And honestly, like, that would be the band right there. There you go. The rock band. That'd be a band I'd go see. I would fucking party my ass off and salute to all those guys. And that would be an amazing show. Ideal vacation location and why? Well, I mean, like, I've always said it on the podcast. One of my main ones is going out west and seeing the mountains. I don't know why. I've always wanted to really see the mountains. I've always wanted to go out west. I actually wrote a song called Westbound where it's talking about actually experiencing like Alberta and Vancouver and all that stuff. I'm not even really interested in Vancouver. I'm more interested in the mountain side of it. Banff, Lake Louise. Like, you know, my girlfriend's already been up there, so she said, "Oh, I'll show you. I'll show you these things." The hiking trails up there, you know, I'd be down for. The only thing I would not be down for up there is the bears. You know, knowing my dumb ass, I get eaten by a bear, or I'd run into a bear. But like, definitely Alberta is one of my main choices for a vacation. I would also say Switzerland. I've always loved like everything that I see on Instagram or whatever, like YouTube and stuff of Switzerland. It's just fucking beautiful. The only thing I hear is that like the Swiss people are like to themselves or like they're rude, but whatever. Like, I've been to Montreal, they were rude too. It's not that big of a deal. I'm not there to meet the people. I'm there to see the sights. I want to be a full-on fucking tourist. I would love to backpack Europe. I love learning about the war in school, and I always wanted to actually go out there, see Juno Beach, see, you know, other historical things, Berlin Wall, like, you know, Auschwitz and all that type of stuff. I always wanted to see those type of things. I always wanted to see Anne Frank's house, or the Anne Frank Museum, I think it's called. And plus, you know, Amsterdam. Like, like, if you're in Europe, you gotta do Amsterdam at least once. I feel like you gotta do it. I don't know. Could be wrong, but I would love to do Amsterdam once. But I mean, besides that, I really don't know where else to go. Europe would be cool. Australia I do, but you know, Australia has big spiders that will kill you and kangaroos that can beat the shit out of you. It's mostly just like Europe is a big one, and out west. It's just like those two are my main ones. And even there, it's like, you know, if I was doing Europe and stuff, I would probably get a tattoo while I was in Europe, because then it's like, yeah, I went to Europe and I got tattooed there. If I go out west, I'll probably get tattooed while I'm out west. It's a weird thing where it's like, if I'm going to go here, I'm probably going to get tattooed there. Just like, yeah, I got this one done. And like, I always like that about the famous people, you know, like Mac Miller. There's like a video of Mac Miller getting his 2 middle fingers tattooed. And he's just in Paris, and he goes to a tattoo shop, and it's just like, oh yeah, I got this one, like, in Paris. And it's just like, I always love hearing like rich people like, oh yeah, I got this one in like Finland. It's like, where the fuck are you in Finland? Oh, another place. I go to Iceland. A guy at my work went to Iceland. He showed me all the pictures, and that place looks fucking sick. I do Iceland, but you know, the big thing is vacations for a lot of people is like going to Cuba and stuff, and I'm gonna do more of that. But like, a vacation to me is not sitting on the beach doing nothing for like 6 or 5 to 7 days. It's like I want to be out doing stuff. I want to go hiking. I want something to see, you know. And like BC and Switzerland. It's like every day there's something to do and there's something to see. One of the it's funny though, because one of the places one of the least places I really care to go see is England or London. The only reason why I go there is if I was boxing Kevos, which is a dream of mine, and one day it will happen. I will hit those 1 million subscribers and I will box Kevos, if I'm saying his name right. But that's the guy I've always wanted to box. But I mean, for me right now, my first big trip is probably going to be out west, just because I love the mountains. I see the pictures, it's just like, oh my god, like it's just breathtaking. Those are my type of trips where I'm just like, that's where I want to go, and that's where I'm going to be one day. So, you know, like, those are the main ones. Besides that, I can't really think of anything else. So Eric, thank you for your questions. You know, those are good questions. Some of them I'm not answering because you're a goof, but definitely those are some good questions. And that brings us to the end of the podcast of this week. I hope you enjoyed it. If you made it this far, you might as well subscribe. Follow me on all the social medias. Get your good updates. I'm on TikTok, Boy Stick Clips. I'm on Twitter, Boy Stick Channel. And I'm on Instagram, just Boy Stick. I know I couldn't get the same name fucking anywhere. It was so annoying. But those are where you can get updates on everything that I'm doing. Twitter is when I update you when I'm filming and all that type of stuff, just so you know, just so you can kind of stay in the loop. But yes, that will do it for this week. I hope you enjoyed the podcast. I sure enjoyed filming it. This week was a lot of fun, actually, especially those first 2 stories. I really did have a lot of fun doing those. But as things are settling down, I will be taking a week off soon. The week of Christmas and all that, I'll be taking that week off. Probably be taking so next week will probably be my last episode, and then I am on my holidays for a bit. So when it comes to the new year, I guess I'll be on like season 3 of the podcast, because, you know, I don't know why, but there will be more segments and there'll probably be live streams and stuff in the future, but I'll probably talk about that more in the next week's episode of the podcast. I've been saying podcast way too much, so I'm going to leave it there. I hope you guys had a good week and have a good weekend. You know, if you're going to party, be careful, don't be an idiot, and don't text or film while driving, because, you know, you can get into an accident and fuck up your whole car. That will be it for me. That's my advice to you guys this week. And I shall see you next week. Yeah. See you guys.
The Honestly Lazy Podcast.